You've got PPI coming out tomorrow. That's the Producer Price Index and an indicator for future inflation, perhaps. But let's talk first globally. And I mentioned earlier the US Business Confidence Index gone up from 61 to 70, which is quite a big jump. And their house sales, new house sales, gone up by 2% month on month. So that's encouraging.
Yes, David, that is indeed encouraging, especially if you consider that the US consumer accounts for about 70% of total GDP. And when delving into the detail of the number, it was what was significant was the fact that consumers are particularly upbeat about the labor market and the future prospects in that market. We could possibly see spending really being boosted by those numbers, and that is really going to be a significant feature for GDP growth going forward. But if you look at the house price data, yes, indeed it did increase by 1.2% year on year. But if you look at the month-on-month numbers, it was still down. It moderated to about 0.4%, and that's really an indication that the housing market, while the current numbers shows an indication that there is an improvement, we could possibly still be at the bottom of that housing market numbers, and we could possibly see very slow numbers coming through for the remainder of the year. We're not likely to see any roaring success in the housing market for the US economy.
Certainly the markets take whatever cheer they can get at the moment. PPI, Producer Price Index tomorrow, what are you expecting there?
Well, Standard Bank is expecting an increase of the PPI number to 5.6% from 5.4%. Consensus numbers is pricing in about 5.3%. However, Standard Bank is looking at increases in food at manufacturing level, as well as products of petroleum and coal. We could also possibly see some trickle through from higher electricity prices from June and July into the August numbers as well. But offsetting those numbers, we could see lower prices coming through for the mining and quarrying components, as well as base metals. Having said that, we do expect higher food prices at the manufacturing level to keep PPI elevated for the remainder of this year.
We've been talking banking and Capitec in particular this morning because they've reported their results. So there will be particular interest in the money supply numbers. That's on Friday, and credit extension numbers.
Yes, David, we are expecting the numbers for August to have moderated slightly to about 7.95% year on year from 8.3%. We do expect the installment sales credit to continue boosting that number as it has been over the past couple of months. And if you look at the numbers very closely, it's very closely linked to the vehicle sales data, which has been improving significantly over the past few months and is going to continue through to the remainder months of this year. But what is significant is the fact that growth in mortgage advances is going to continue slowing, as it has been waning since the beginning of this year. So that's going to be a significant feature of those numbers, to see that decline coming through. We're also expecting growth in other loans and advances, which is a proxy for corporate credit demand, to also start continue slowing as we have been seeing over the past few months.